Because there is no set amount of time for the adjustment process to occur or set pattern for the feelings to occur, you cannot know with any certainty how new parents might be feeling when you contact them. What you can know is that they will likely be calling at a time when the difficult emotions are intense. Since you have had personal experience with similar emotions, you are in a unique position to help others recognize their feelings as being normal and natural. It may help you to recall some of your own reactions to the news about your child's disability and to think about what helped you cope. You may find that you experience some emotions yourself while you are supporting another parent. You may even want to talk with another supporting parent or staff person from time to time as you revisit these feelings. This is a normal reaction and may help you to empathize with other parents more effectively. It may also serve to remind you of how far you have come since you first learned of your child's special needs.
They didn't know. They kept telling us they were probably not going to survive. So, I could tell they weren't sure what was going to happen, so I was scared. I didn't know what was going to happen myself. I felt out of control.
I remember thinking, wow, will he ever be able to walk or talk? How will he learn these things? Will he be able to, even further down the road, ever have a job or get married? All of a sudden, all these things that you hope for your child are in question. Everything was in question, and we really felt lost.
We knew in the first couple of days after she was born that there was going to be some issues. We didn't know how severe, and you're hearing all these very technical terms, and it's very overwhelming at first, and lots of different doctors are coming in and talking to you, and so it was overwhelming, but at the same time, it was Mary Claire, and we had a baby girl, and we were thrilled.
A review of the following descriptions of the common reactions to a diagnosis may be helpful as you prepare to talk with other parents. Initially, parents may feel shock or disbelief at the news that their child has a disability or other problem. They may have the feeling that this cannot be happening to them or to their child. Some parents feel numb or unable to think clearly. They may question the accuracy of the diagnosis and may seek additional opinions. They may not even be able to hear all the things that have been said to them and may not be able to grasp the potential effect of the diagnosis on their child, their family, or themselves. Although some people see these reactions of shock or denial as negative, they can serve a positive purpose. They can allow parents some extra time to gather their strength and get some support from others before they face the reality of their situation. These early reactions of shock and denial are sometimes replaced by fear and anxiety. As a parent's understanding of their child's disability increases and they gain insight into the changes they are experiencing in their lives, they may be fearful about their future. Many wonder if they will be able to meet the challenges they face and whether they will be able to be good parents to a child with disabilities. This often leads parents to a search for understanding the reasons behind how and why the disability occurred. The search for understanding may lead to feelings of blame, anger, and sometimes to feelings of guilt. Parents may be angry with doctors or professionals involved in providing care or sharing the news about their child. This may lead them to shop for other doctors or cures for their child's problems. They may wonder why their child has been affected and resent family members or friends whose lives have not been altered by disability. They may begin to question their faith and may direct their anger at anyone, even at their child or at themselves. Sometimes they may direct their anger at you as their supporting parent. It will be important for you to understand that anger is one of a number of natural reactions to the situation, so that you do not feel personally offended or provoked to anger of your own. Hopefully, a parent's anger can help to move them to gather information and learn more about what they can or cannot change about their situation. Again, your experiences will help you understand and empathize with new parents. You can listen to their descriptions of feelings that they may be unable to share with other family members and friends who have not had similar experiences. You can help parents to accept that their feelings are a normal and legitimate part of dealing with an unexpected situation and can provide reassurance that they will be able to make a successful adjustment to their situation over time. Just giving them the chance to talk about their loss, frustrations, and emotions often helps them to put problems into a new perspective and to feel less isolated. Helping another parent find effective ways to cope with their stress is another important role that a supporting parent can play. You may be able to help others recall ways they coped with stress prior to the birth of their child. Perhaps with a little encouragement, you can help them reconnect with people who are part of their support system or activities and outlets they used to enjoy. By reassuring parents that community resources exist to help address present and future needs, you can instill much-needed hope for the future. If you have learned to cope by taking a day at a time, or have found other coping techniques helpful to you and your family, please share that information. One can never have too many strategies to help cope with stress. You may want to remind new parents that the most important role of any parent is to spend time with their child, showing them love and affection and encouraging them to explore and enjoy the world. This is true regardless of a child's abilities or disabilities. You can also remind them that their child is a child first and foremost. Their child's wants and needs are more similar to than different from those of other children. With their child, they too will learn to see the world from a new perspective. As they care for and interact with their child, they will learn how to make the adaptations their child needs. You can reassure them that as they learn more about their child, they will become empowered experts. Their confidence will grow, their fears will diminish, and their child will secure a special place in their hearts. I would like to share a word of caution. It is not the job of a supporting parent to provide counseling. If parents are unable to move from one feeling to another for a long period of time, or the intensity of their feelings is making you concerned for their health or well-being, it will be important for you to discuss your concerns with the coordinator of your parent-to-parent program or supporting staff members. Please see the section on when and who to call for help.
I think the hardest part of making a phone call to a parent, especially the first couple times you do it, for me was just making the call. Initially, getting on the phone and dialing it and saying those first couple words to a perfect stranger, you know. But it doesn't take long to realize that you're not perfect strangers. You have this tremendous common experience that bonds you almost instantly. And so I think that any apprehension I had at first, you know, was quickly quieted by that, by the fact that we connected about some common experiences with our children.
To hear it from a parent who is actually gave birth to their child and had hopes and dreams just like you did for your child, and just to hear that they made it.
I think there's a real healing in reaching out to other people and offering them a hand, offering them support. In a way, it's your difficulties and your challenges become a strength. There's a healing quality to that. It's been a very healing thing for me and for my wife.
One of the greatest gifts you can offer is the gift of understanding. Because you and the new parents with whom you are matched have had similar experiences, you will be able to understand them in a way that others can't. Even though your experiences may be similar, there are no two parents or children who are exactly alike. That means that your understanding will be dependent in part on your listening skills. Effective listening requires patience, confidence, concern, and the ability to suspend judgment. It is natural for a supporting parent to worry about what they should say to a new parent, but when people are busy worrying about what they are going to say, they are not able to really listen. Remember that you are not expected to have ready answers to all of the questions that come up. It is far more important for you to listen carefully without passing judgment than to have all of the answers to questions you may be asked. There are professionals who can help you if you need information and resources.
Well, the pediatrician sent us to the eye doctor, and he sent us to a specialist who told us that Bobby needs to have eye surgery to keep his eyes healthy. If he's blind, we're just not sure we want to put him through the surgery right now.
I understand.
He's still so little, and surgery is really scary to us.
The techniques that Susan used to make Julie feel comfortable and to encourage her to talk may come naturally to you. Probably the most difficult suggestion to adhere to is not giving advice. New parents often look to their supporting parents for advice, such as, "Do you think I should ask for a new service coordinator?" Or, "Which ophthalmologist would you recommend?" You may remember that Julie asked Susan for advice about Bobby's surgery. Susan avoided giving her an answer because it may have prevented Julie from taking responsibility for her own problem solving. As a result, Julie may have become more dependent on Susan rather than more confident in her ability to come up with her answers on her own. It may have made Julie feel as if Susan were patronizing her. It was difficult for Susan to know if she had all of the information she needed to give good advice, especially since each child, family, and community is unique. Solutions that parents work out for themselves are more likely to be successful. Instead of giving advice, a supporting parent could ask for additional information, suggest that the parents contact the professionals that are providing services to their child, remind them that they have the right to get a second opinion, help them to learn about the options they have available to them. Do you remember what Susan did when Julie asked her for advice? When asked for advice, Susan requested more information, presented Julie with some options, allowed Julie to make her own decision. If on occasion you feel it would be beneficial to give some advice, make sure you have all of the pertinent information. Qualify what you say. For example, "This might be an option to consider. It worked for us, so maybe it would work for you." A trusting relationship between parents lies at the very core of a successful parent-to-parent match, and respect for confidentiality is critical to the development of a trusting relationship. Violating the confidentiality policy compromises this relationship. It is also a breach of privacy. For these reasons, supporting parents are expected to respect confidentiality at all times. There may be times when you need to talk with the program coordinator or other support staff about a match. Please get the new parent's verbal permission before you do so. In spite of the best efforts to make good matches, there may be times when a match isn't right. If this happens, you should notify your program coordinator. You can be assured that your honesty will be respected and appreciated. The goal is that you and the parents referred to you have positive experiences with your connection. Here are some tips to alert you as to when you should ask for help. When the new parent's negative emotions are directed to you, making it too difficult to provide support. When there has been a misunderstanding about what the new parent needs, and that has led to an inappropriate match. When you feel unable to cope with the issues the new parent is bringing to you, or when the new parent needs professional counseling instead of or in addition to a parent-to-parent match. When you need additional information to help the new parent get their questions answered. And when your life situation changes and you no longer have the time you need to devote to the match. Of course, when you've had a great experience, we'd love to hear from you too. Please read the enclosed information to determine whom to call for help.
You always wonder, am I going to have what that other parent needs? Am I going to have the words? Am I going to have the wisdom? Am I going to be able to meet their needs? And it always works out that you're able to do that because you're really just beginning a friendship. There's no huge pressure that you have to fix anything in their life, because I think it all boils down to we all just need someone sometimes to listen to us.
At first it's really hard, but then as soon as you call and you start talking about your kids, it's amazing how it works out.
Most parents anticipate the birth of their children with immeasurable excitement. They dream of the joys they will share as their baby grows into adulthood. Too often, when their child is born with a disability, the focus on the disability robs parents of their early joys and dreams. As a supporting parent, you will be in a position to give back to parents some of their hopes and dreams and to help them become more confident in their ability to parent, to enjoy, and to love their children. While the purpose of this program is to provide support to parents of children who have recently been diagnosed with a disability and to those facing new challenges related to their children, parent-to-parent programs can also benefit those of you who are providing support. I hope that you will realize many benefits as you share your time and your experiences with other parents. Even after training, it is not unusual for supporting parents to feel a bit nervous before making a call. Here are some final tips that are intended to make those first calls easier for you. A copy of these tips is included with your DVD. Make your calls when you have plenty of time and are not distracted. Introduce yourself as a supporting parent. Ask if it is a good time to call. Briefly mention your own experiences. Keep the focus on the new parent. Use the correct terms for diagnosis. Use sensitive, person-first language. Clarify terms that may be unfamiliar to new parents and ask about terms they use that you are not familiar with. Refer to children by name. Help parents to focus on the positive attributes of their children. Ask about other family members. Ask open-ended questions. Plan to spend more time listening than talking. Confirm and validate the other person's feelings and suspend your own. Avoid giving advice. Help parents feel good about what they are doing well. Encourage parents to continue to use coping skills that work for them. Provide information when the parents are ready to hear it. Remind parents that everyone is different. Summarize or paraphrase what you think was said. The timing and type of future contacts should be determined by the new parents. Maintain confidentiality. And now, here are some things for you to avoid. Don't feel that you need to have all the answers. Don't say that you know how the new parent feels. Avoid comparing children. Don't encourage dependence by doing everything for new parents. Don't use incorrect or insensitive terminology. Don't give false hope. Don't be critical. Don't overload the new parent with too much information. Avoid asking questions about sensitive topics. Please remember that your greatest gifts to new parents are your time, your interest and concern, your willingness to listen and to share, and your understanding. These are gifts that can go a long way towards helping others adjust to the challenge of raising a child with a disability. I hope that this video has helped you to feel more comfortable and confident in your ability to serve as a supporting parent. Your feedback is appreciated, so please take a few minutes to complete the evaluation form.
In some ways, I think it's been more beneficial for us to have context and supporting other parents at times than it's been to them. I think it's valuable to them, but the rewards to us have been very great.
Your willingness to reach out to another parent is what will make you a good supporting parent. And I think that the opportunities that are offered supporting parents, you can't replace those with anything else, because the parent who receives that phone call, that might make the difference for that parent for a long time. I know in my case it did. It really changed our course for how we went through our first 3 years with Mary Claire.